Hello, Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your July 2022 reading. Thank you so much for waiting after the July 4th holiday. I do appreciate that. We're going to look into the sun, moon, and rising signs of the Capricorn collective. This is a general reading and will not resonate with every single person. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can always reverse the roles, and because the energies can be reversed. You can take the things that resonate with you and leave everything else behind. You may stick around because there's something in it that you may need to hear. You can get a personal reading from me, which is in the description box down below. That way it's not bleeding in with anybody else's energy. It's just your own. Otherwise, you could click off and go find a different reader. That's the other thing you can do as well. And at the end of this video, there'll be a suggested video at the end. And if you like this reading at any time, if it resonates with you, then you can like, share, subscribe. And if it doesn't, then you can do the other things that I said, or you can actually look at the other parts, signs in your astrology chart. You could do that too, okay? All right, so we're gonna throw some cards down today and just look at career and look at money and look at love. And then that's where we are, okay? And then we are gearing up for the Lion's Gate, which is 8-8. And that energy is super strong and powerful. So let's see what's going on for us now, Capricorn, in the month of July. I hope you had a great 4th of July and that you got to see lots of fireworks and stuff. Okay, so just throwing some cards down, looking at career. Okay, so in your career, I think you feel like you're getting half of the love from it, I guess, is what I'm feeling. You have emotional control over it, and I feel like you're balancing this energy out, but it's not the fullness of what you've been looking for or what you're really wanting. But you're here and you're doing it. We have the 8 of Cups reversed, which is you might be doing it because you're avoiding something. If you have fear of change, fear of loss, maybe you're just afraid to do anything right now. And so that kind of just is putting you in where you're at with career. And then we have the 3 of Cups upside down, which is you could be fearing your own independence, or you may be fearing the fact that you don't have enough independence. You could be a fear of being alone, that you may overindulge or overspend or not have the resources that you need. What you will know when it's the time to be finally done. Okay, God is going to give you that guidance. So I feel like the intuition that you have about just staying anyway for right now is probably best, because you will be getting the information when the manifestation is ready. Okay, so here are those cards on that for career. And I start school July 6th. I will try to get videos out when I can. But if I'm a little bit slower at doing it, that's why. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at, well, before I do that, they already said, stay where you are, because you're going to get some clues about when to leave when it's time. For right now, I think it's working in your career for what you're doing. It's, providing what you need at this moment. As your needs change, you're probably going to want to move on. So there's too many fears in this area. In order to move forward, you're going to have to let your fears dissolve. You're going to have to look at your fears. You're going to have to reconcile with how you're feeling about those things. If you're afraid to be alone, you got to look at that. If you're afraid of your independence, you got to look at that. If you're afraid of being too independent, you got to look at that. I mean, there's so many things that need to be looked at in the career area. If you feel a fear around it, it needs to be examined. It needs to be fully felt, fully, going into it and seeing if it's really viable fear, because fears are not, they're just energy. All right, let's look at your money. All right. So we have the Page of Pentacles, which is, you're trying to manifest money right now. You do have some financial opportunities coming in, or you're wanting one for your long-term success. Now, there's some unfairness, or maybe you haven't been accountable to yourself, or you've been dishonest in the money area. And maybe you took some shortcuts and delays. Let's look more into this. Oh, you might be looking at your account and being like, ooh, I made a mistake. I did too much. I spent too much, or something like that. Or maybe you felt like you've been a little bit reckless in the area of money. Maybe you've been avoiding looking at your money. Maybe you, let's see where we can go with this energy, okay? Oh, I should have given you guys all those. Where is it? Okay, here we go. There's those cards. Okay, so let's see if we can get some advice in that area of money. What can we do with our money situation if we're feeling uncomfortable? Okay. If you have debt, you should pay it off right now. Because, you know, when inflation happens and recession happens, interest rates go up. If you have a flexible interest rate or variable interest rate, you need to be paying those off so you don't pay more, okay? Forgive yourself, okay? We sometimes spend too much. You need to go a little bit deeper in your connection to money and how you feel about money. Go a little bit deeper in your career. Go a little bit deeper in your money, okay? So, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so what does it say? Forgive yourself. We all make money mistakes, okay? Everybody does. There's nobody on this planet that doesn't make a money mistake. We all do. It's how you recover from those mistakes and what you do about it, which is the beauty in our lives, right? In our experiences. Okay, let's move on and let's do love. Okay. This is a pretty straightforward reading. Some of the other ones were not so straightforward and not so nice. So sometimes if you have a short reading, don't be upset. Just look at it and be like, oh, that's because I don't have problems going on. Because once I have long readings, they got some stuff going on that you don't really want to deal with anyway, Capricorn. You've had enough going on with your life. And so now it's just like relax and enjoy this. I know you got stuff you got to work on, but it's not like, it's nothing you can't handle. Put it that way. Okay. All right. Let's see. What do we got in love area? Okay, so you've been in some relationships that were imbalanced. You gave more, or probably you gave more because you're more responsible sign, so I could see that. You probably gave more in the relationship than you got back in return. You put a lot of work into the relationship and they didn't. And you were the one ambitious. You were the one action-oriented. You were the one taking action, right? Don't lose your strong sense of self when you go into relationships. That is such a beautiful Capricorn quality, to be so strong in yourself. When you get into relationships, you tend to tone that down. And I think like you tend to be flexible and loving, and in turn, it takes some of your power away from yourself. Let's see, that is a 9 of Wands upside down. Okay, and once that happens and you start to lose your it's your self energy, like the energy about yourself, like the determination, the strong sense of self. When you start to lose that, you get bored in the relationship, burnt out, exhausted, you're unsure about their motives. When you're the one who gave them too much, and then you get upset with them because they're the ones that start like having, like they probably already had toxic energy, but it's almost like by giving in to too much, you expose not only the toxicity, but you also encourage it is the word. Like they feel like it's encouraged, like, oh, I deserve this. Like the sense of entitlement comes out, and that bothers you. And then that causes conflict and disagreements. And then you're mad at God for bringing this person to you. No, I'm just kidding. But then you start to feel it in your intuition and your subconscious, and you start to see the secrets and the things that you didn't see. Because I think when you get in a relationship, Capricorn, you're so excited to love, and people take advantage of it. And then that is what destroys the relationship. It's like we really need to find someone, Capricorn, that when you give the love, that they that they give just as much back. Okay, and that they don't get into this, you're going to be my daddy or my mommy. That's what happens with Capricorns in relationships, is we need to find this balanced person. So we got to work on the negative self-talk, releasing your pain, having a little bit more optimism when it comes to your love life and not feeling like you're broken or something like that. And there's some forgiveness that needs to happen. Let's go ahead and get some more advice and see how we can bring in a different lover or a different energy or a different person. Okay. Oh, tomorrow's the 6th. Tomorrow my school starts. I better get these done. So lighten up a little bit and reveal what needs to be seen. Don't hide behind your darkness. Don't hide behind the love that you're getting right now, like the honeymoon period. Don't hide behind that. Be honest with yourself about the things that have held you back in relationships. Be honest with yourself about your own toxicity. And that could be you're wanting to love so much that you just overlook people's negative traits and negative qualities, the red flags. You just overlook it because you want to love. You know? All right. Okay, so it's not moving forward on purpose because you need to gain some control back into this area. You need to gain your willpower back in this area. So if you were in a relationship and it kind of stalled, there's a reason. You're supposed to gain this control back, okay? And then that way you can move forward with a stronger sense of self. So there it is again, that strong sense of self, right? Because that's what's attractive, by the way, is the strong sense of self. Not being egotistical or being a dickhead. We're not talking about that. We're talking about just like being strong within yourself, like loving yourself and be like, these are the things I love about myself. These are the things that I've worked on. I love my career, or I do this in my career, and just that instead of like strong holding the relationship. It's not about that. We're not talking about strong holding, not like that. Okay, because we can as Capricorns be too overbearing and controlling in that way. We're not talking about that. And so I think that's why when you get in a relationship, you're afraid that if you're controlling, that they will run. So you back way off, lose the balance within yourself, and then before you know it, you're in a completely different person in this relationship. And then when you try to bring control back into it, now you're an asshole. You know what I mean? So there's really I think the whole Capricorn lesson is to be yourself when you get into relationships, so you don't have to figure out who you are in the relationship. Be yourself going into the relationship so that you don't lose yourself and then try to gain yourself back and get upset because you're someone else now. Be really who you are. And if you don't know who you are, you got some work to do to figure out who you are and who you want to be in a relationship. And whoever you want to be in a relationship, you need to be that person now. And go into the relationship. Do not change who you are because you're now in a relationship. I think that's the major thing about this, Capricorn, okay? So a lot of personal stuff going on. Let's see if we can get you a crystal. I know some of you guys like crystals, and I know this was a shorter video, so let's see if we can get you a crystal. I'll give you a little bit more guidance in that area and see if there's some kind of crystal that can make you stronger in your sense of self. When I'm saying that, I'm not saying that, it's all about you or narcissism. I'm not talking about that. Be true to who you are. If you don't like spaghetti, then don't eat spaghetti in a relationship. If you don't like, if you don't like going to a certain concert, then don't go. It's not me. That's not my thing. So Phantom Quartz is going to help you embrace this change within yourself of actually seeing who you are, who you want to be in a relationship. I think once you balance that out, your partner will come in and it won't be this other toxicity that you've been dealing with for a while, okay? All right, Capricorn, if you like this information, if you like this reading or entertained in some way, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. On the screen is a suggested video. Have a great day. Bye.